Hey everyone! Today I decided to test my new Model S to the fullest and take a very spontaneous trip to Washington. It's roughly 1,000, Washington D.C. obviously. It's roughly 1,000 miles from where I am right now, and to make it more realistic, I did not charge to a full battery. It's actually right now only half charged, and let's see how it's prepared, how the car is ready for the spontaneous trips, in case something happens and you have to go very far. Can you actually rely on Tesla, or you shouldn't? Let's see. As you can see, right now car only have 129 miles of a charge, which is actually less than a half. And I'm gonna start the car. It's 10 p.m. and we started a non-stop trip to Washington D.C. from Tampa, Florida. Let's see how the car will serve us. On maps, the whole trip's supposed to be a breeze because it's supposed to tell you where to stop on each charger and how long time you have to spend there in order to make it to the next one. So should be pretty straightforward. So let's put our destination. All right, Washington D.C. It's thinking a little bit. Okay, so here we go. I will make to my first supercharger with only 10% of a battery, which right now I probably have around 45, maybe up to 50. And I will have to charge 40 minutes there in order to make to the next one. Let's see, not too many stops actually. All right, so not even a single stop is longer than 40 minutes. So just that we clear on waiting times on a supercharger, 40 minutes, that's the longest one that I can see right now. 40, 30, 30, 40, 40, 30, 30. And the whole trip is 903 miles. And we'll see. Yeah, I'm planning to do it non-stop. I'm ready for it. Hopefully the car is ready as well. And hopefully you will have fun watching it. Let's go. Right, I'm arrived to the first supercharger, and Tesla estimated everything extremely well, and actually even were at the beginning a little bit pessimistic. It says that I'm gonna arrive with 10-11%, and I arrived with 12. So yeah, so we're charging at 240 miles per hour. Pretty decent. I mean, I've seen better, but it's not that bad. I do have a couple cars next to me. There's Model X, and I think there's Model S right after it. A little bit unusual area. Usually I think it's what I'm used to is sort of like a gas stations, rest areas. This is sort of like the back of a mall, like plaza center. So yeah, not much here to do. Uh-oh, charging stopped. What just happened? Unable to charge. Unplug and try again. Let's do that. Well, I have to admit, that was scary. Now looks like we're finally charging. Everything should be stable. But yeah, I think it was just a problem with one charger. I re-plugged the car, unplugged and plugged it back for like 3 times. And after like 30 seconds each time, it just gave me an error, like, nope, unable. So yeah, I got really scared, I guess, because that's like midnight, and I don't even know where I am, to be honest. And yeah, I had like 30 miles of range left on my car. So yeah, wasn't very pleasant experience, but I just switched to a next charger, which there's plenty. There's about 8 or 10 of them, and looks like everything is working just fine. This one did not have any issues from the first time, so everything is okay. So I guess just one particular charger having some sort of issues. So in 40 minutes we should be on the way. Continue going. All right. We are off to a next stop, which is right now actually going to be in Georgia, because I stopped here for like 10 extra minutes than I should have. I was just talking on the phone. I didn't really do it purposely. And now it says that I don't have to stop on my next stop. Now I can stop in Georgia, which is pretty impressive. So let's see how that goes. That stop is pretty far away. We'll have to drive about 190 miles to get there. So yeah. But so far so good. So far so good. I was scared a little bit with that charging thing that it didn't go through. But it's clearly only an issue of that one particular charger. As soon as I switched to another one, it was just fine. No problem at all. The rate could have been better. I feel like at my superchargers that I usually stop by, the charge usually goes over 300. Here it was only like 220, stuff like that on average. So not too bad. I mean, certainly still very fast, but I don't know. Maybe there is like different location have a different power. Not sure.
In 500 feet, turn left to take the Interstate
All right.
75 North ramp toward Lake City.
So off we go. See you at the next stop. At night, either automatically or you can switch it manually at any other time. You can switch to night mode, so that's when the screens becoming, darker gray color, so they're not that bright to your face. Obviously, you can also adjust the brightness of it. But yeah, driving with it is so far is very, very nice. It's like so fast. I believe that in 2018 Model S, they started putting some new MCU, basically a hardware, a processor, and it's extremely responsive. And I mean, and look at the internet, it's pretty fast. The map loading like almost instantaneously. Look, like a lot of times on my phone when I open the maps, it actually loads much slower than that. So I'm pretty impressed. So there you go, there's our stop at Kingsland, Georgia, right after Jacksonville. Savannah, one more stop there. Alright, looks like we're on track. So now it says that we're gonna make it with 16%. I noticing also one very good thing about their estimations of Tesla. It looks like they always underestimating their abilities. So when Supercharger tells you that you have to wait here for 40 minutes in order to continue your trip, it's actually finished up faster than 40 minutes. Here also, when it says that you will arrive with 16%, you will most likely arrive with like 18 or 19%. So, which is great. I mean, I feel like it's giving you a little bit of extra security that even if you push acceleration pedal a little bit too much, even if you've been a little bit uncareful, you made a little detour or something, you're still gonna comfortably make it. I think it's great. I think it's great. So far, their numbers very, very accurate. Everything is great. I mean, I've been testing it with AC, without AC. It doesn't really make a huge difference, but yeah, their estimation is very good. All right, let's see how the stop gonna be in Kingsland. The one stop that I just been right now was a little bit off. It was on the back of some sort of shopping plaza, but everything was already closed because it's already midnight. So there was no restroom, for example. Obviously no Wi-Fi for the same reason. So a little bit questionable stuff, but hey, it's better a stop like this than no stop. So let's see what we're gonna have there. Also, right now it says that we're gonna arrive with 17%. Just a minute ago when I was talking about it, it was saying 16, and we only drove for a few miles. So yeah. Always trust the system. It's always underestimating the ability of a car. So trust it. It's very good. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we are continuing our journey. We are still in Georgia, and our next stop should be in an hour in a city called Savannah in Georgia. So far, everything's been great. Spent a night in the car with AC running, with the climate control running. It did consume roughly 15 miles of a charge throughout the whole night, and the AC was constantly running. So far, everything is pretty good. Still feel very comfortable in the seats. Let's keep testing it. I am on the next supercharger in Savannah, Georgia, and I keep noticing one interesting pattern about superchargers, that a lot of them are located in very unusual places. So last night when I stopped at the supercharger somewhere, where was it? It was somewhere around Jacksonville. So the supercharger was located on the parking lot of a police station. Like literally on the parking lot of a police station. I mean, that's great. That's secure, I guess, and you know, that's wonderful. But there is no bathroom. There is no food, obviously, or anything like that. So not sure how the Tesla charging makes sense at the police station. That's what I thought yesterday. So right now I'm at my next supercharger, and guess where it's located? It's located on a paid parking lot of an airport. Not sure I see the point, because isn't the people who park at the airport usually park for quite a bit? Like, you know, probably at the very minimum few days. And the Tesla supercharger charges your car to the full in less than an hour. So and you're technically not supposed to stand here if you're not charging. Not technically, you're not supposed to. Tesla even introduced idle fees. Not sure how much they are, but they supposedly gonna charge you if you just stand on a supercharger plugged in but not actually charging anymore. So not sure then how it works at the airport, because when I came here there was another car, a Tesla, plugged in, but the green ring around the charger doesn't light up, doesn't you know, do anything. So I know for the fact that this car is not charging. It's just literally standing there, taking a spot, probably for a few days whenever the owner are gonna come back, which is very silly. I mean, on this parking lot there is plenty of spaces. Why would you park here? You know, just to save a half an hour on the way back so that you don't have to wait to charge? I don't know. It's very questionable for me. Very questionable. But yeah, I'm kind of curious where gonna be the next supercharger. What type of location is gonna be? In Florida, in Tampa Bay area, all the superchargers that I've seen, they're all located at the pretty convenient places like gas stations with Wi-Fi, with food, with bathrooms, and usually 24/7 food and bathrooms. as soon as I left Tampa Bay, that was not the case. Very interesting, very interesting. My first supercharger was at the mall plaza, where everything was closed at the midnight. Second was police station, now the airport. I wonder what's gonna be next. All right. I guess we'll see you very soon. Received the message that I have enough energy to continue the trip, which is actually looks like more than enough, because it says that I'm gonna arrive with 21%, and like I already noticed that it's always been underestimated, which means I'm probably gonna arrive with like 25%. So more than enough. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time and overcharge the car, and I'm just gonna keep going. Next stop is South Carolina. Exactly what I was saying. Look at this. Now it says 28%, and I'm only 19 miles away. So that the percentage increased pretty drastically from where I started. And that's what I mean by Tesla always underestimate the leftover charge. I guess it's better be safe than sorry, but just keep that in mind. That's like another reason why you should absolutely trust the system, because if it says you're gonna make it, you're most likely gonna make it with an extra charge. So don't worry about it. Alright, so we're gonna be in roughly 20-25 minutes at South Carolina supercharger. We'll see which location that's gonna be. Hopefully it's gonna be something that I can actually go out and eat and stretch around a little bit, not airport or police station anymore. We'll see. So right there is a car in the Tesla chargers, and right behind me there's a McDonald's. There's actually a few other stores, Burger King, there's some general store here. So this location is certainly better, and a few hotels right next to it. So yeah, I guess slightly better than the airport parking lot. Alright, that's a South Carolina stop, and we're gonna push it forward. Very quick stop only. Alright, we almost made it. We're already in Virginia, and this is supposed to be the last stop. So as you can see, I changed the charge limit to the full, simply because the hotel that I'm going does not have any electrical charges there for some weird reason. Like, it's hard for me to believe that they don't have like 110 outlet, for example, or something like even basic. What they told me is they don't have it. I doubt it, but I'm preparing for the worst, and if I will continue with just a suggested charge, I will only have like 15-20% when I arrive, and obviously I will have to drive a little bit around DC and get back to a closest supercharger from there as well. So I'm gonna charge to the full, and hopefully that will give me remaining like 50-60% after I will arrive to a hotel. That should be absolutely plenty for a day worth of driving, and then get into the closest supercharger. So yeah, that's actually gonna be my first time when I ever charge to full. Never done it. I believe Tesla don't really recommend it unless actually needed. But yeah, that's gonna be my first time. I don't honestly, the way car behaves, the way it's all calculating the route and everything, you don't need 100% practically ever, unless there's a supercharger and then the next one is exactly the whole 100% of a distance of your car battery, if you know what I mean. Like in my car, for example, it's gonna be like 250 miles. So if you're in a situation where a next closest supercharger is 250 miles away from where you're charging, that probably would be the only scenario where you would want to charge to the full while you're on a trip. I drove almost 1,000 miles. It's gonna be like I'm crossing 900 already, and I'm still have to drive for an hour or so. And honestly, my charger never went over than like 75% and never dropped below like 15%. So you don't need 100% practically at any times, even on the round trip. So yeah, that should give you some idea. I'm actually extremely happy about how Tesla behaves on a long road trip. Very satisfied about it. So don't worry, guys. For those of you who are still concerned about range anxiety and stuff, don't worry about it. It's non-existent, absolutely non-existent. So just trust the car and everything gonna be fine. All right.